to the greatest show on dirt. It's the Monster Jam. 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 When I say monster, you say damn. Monster. Monster. Yeah, when I say monster, you say damn. Monster. Monster. That's right. We got the green light. It's a party in the camp tonight. Let's go. This is how we roll. On tires that are larger than life. Doesn't matter where you're from. It's running through your blood. Time to get loud. Everybody buckle up. You waited. Now you made it to the greatest show on earth. It's the Monster Jam.
Atlanta, say it with me. This is Monster Jam!
Our first competition of the event is JCB Racing. All 12 trucks have been seated into a bracket based on their race times from our last event in San Antonio, Texas. The 4 fastest drivers receive an automatic bye into round 2. But up first, 8 Monster Jam superstars got to battle it out head-to-head. So Atlanta, you better make some noise. Are you ready for some JCB Racing?
In our first matchup in the left lane from Conroe, Texas, it's Kevin Crocker, Megalodon! And his opponent, former Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur! Our drivers see an outside amber light. They begin moving to the starting line. The inside amber means they are saged at the starting line. Then red goes green, and JCB Racing begins here in Atlanta. Your winner, Kevin Crocker, Megalodon! Kevin Crocker winning the first race of the night here. He won his first career stadium racing win a few weeks back at Lucas Oil Speedway in Indianapolis. Lucas Oil Stadium, and there is your bracket here. He will move on to face JCB Digatron in round 2. The winner of this next matchup goes on to face Thunder Roris and Classroom Crusher and Mayhem also await in round 2. But we have our first round 2 matchup on the bracket. It'll be Tristan England and JCB Digatron up against Kevin Crocker in Megalodon. 3 more exciting round 1 races to come as we continue on with our JCB Racing bracket. See our track crew out there clearing the race lanes out. Both drivers have some issues going through that berm. Lindsay talked about the corners being tough here at Atlanta at Echo Park Speedway. We saw that in round 1. Kevin Crocker able to get it. Now in round 2 in the left lane. Coming up here, Jim Kohler in Avenger. And his opponent also from Team Scream, it's Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. These two have met twice so far in 2026 with Jim Kohler and Avenger taking both wins. Jim Kohler celebrates the 29th year of driving Avenger, trying to get to his 25th consecutive World Finals. The only driver to compete in the same truck at every Monster Jam World Finals event is Team Scream Racing here in round 1 of JCB Racing. And we have a deep stage, which means both drivers will pull back from the starting line and begin to stage again. So those lights will reset. Again, the outside amber means they can begin pulling to the starting line, and the inside amber means they are set. And then the red light will turn to the green, and we will have our race. Joe Foley on that far side, the right lane with that red straightaway. Jim Foley in the left lane, the blue lane already pulled to the line. Joe Foley is now set at the line. We will await our second green light as we continue on with round one. Your winner in advancing to round two, Jim Kohler in Avenger. So he improves to 3-0 on the season against his teammate Joe Foley in El Toro Loco, and will advance into the second round of JCB Racing. As now we've reached the halfway point of round one. We have more trucks coming out. There are your times. 23.790 advances Jim Kohler and Avenger into round two to take on Colt Stevens and Thunderoris. Up first, out of Mirabel, Quebec, Canada, 2019 World Finals high jump champion, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. And her opponent riding for Team Tom Foolery out of Osteen, Florida, it's Matt Pagliarulo and Jester. This is the third meeting between these two heavyweights here. 1-1 is the record, so both with a win. Your winner, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. Cynthia with no trouble on the track now improves to 2-1. Here's the original super glue to the action replay of Cynthia crossing over to the red lane there on that finish. Matt Pagliarulo Jester pulls off into that middle section, giving Cynthia Gauthier a clear shot at the racing win. In our final round one race in the left lane out of Christmas, Florida, Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. And his five-time World Finals champion, Adam Anderson in Gravedigger. Adam Anderson 24-15 in 2026 with 2 racing wins, but Jamie Sullivan beat them in their only 2026 matchup. So Jamie Sullivan, Adam Anderson, one more spot left in our round two bracket. Another deep stage. Gravedigger will now pull back and re-pull into the starting line as Jamie Sullivan will now pull Sparkle Smash back up to that chalk line. One spot remains. The winner moves on to face Chris Kohler and Mayhem in round two. It is Gravedigger. It is Sparkle Smash. Your winner, Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. Take a look at the original Super Glue to the action replay of the finish. There's some nice air from Jamie Sullivan, end over end. On the other side of the track, Adam Anderson hits that step up and comes off a little sideways, unable to make it across the finish line. So Jamie Sullivan, 24.718. She will move on to the final spot in round two to meet Chris Kohler in Mayhem. There's your round two bracket. JCB Megatron, Megalodon, Thunderoris, Avenger, Classroom Crusher, Lucas Stabilizer, and Mayhem Sparkle Smash.
It's time for round 2 of JCB Racing. The 4 fastest drivers from round 1 will now go head-to-head with the 4 drivers that received that automatic bye into round 2. So Atlanta, are you ready for some more JCB Racing? Make some noise!
In the blue lane out of Paris, Texas, 2-time World Finals champion Tristan England, JCB Digatron. And advancing to round 2 out of Conroe, Texas, it's Kevin Crocker in Megalodon. Tristan England 17-10, JCB Racing record with 2 wins coming into this matchup. He has beaten Kevin Crocker twice so far. Your winner, Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Megalodon does get a 5-second penalty for not having both front 2 BKT tires across the ramp on the finish line. There's the original Superglue glued to the action replay. 23.388 gets Tristan England into the semifinal round. Next up in round 2, out of Houston, Texas, 2-time World Finals champion, Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus. And his opponent, another 2-time World Finals champion, is Jim Kohler in Avenger. Colt Stevens with the first round bye does get lane choice. He stays in the blue lane. We saw Tristan England pick that lane as well. So drivers showing some favoritism right now in that left blue side of the track. We'll see if it pays off for Colt Stevens here in round 2. Your winner is Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus. So the blue lane now 2-0 here in round 2 as we see Jim Kohler, 7-time Extreme Air Award winner, come off that step up with some major air, ends up on the side of Avenger as we see our JCB Dirt Squad now out on the track, going in and fixing up those spots on the track that are causing some issues. There's your bracket here. JCB Digatron, Thunderosaurus will meet in the semifinals. So Tristan England will take on Colt Stevens. And then we still have Classroom Crusher, Lucas Stabilizer, and Mayhem Sparkle Smash here in round 2.
Monster Jam fans, while we have a moment, let's take a look at the video boards and we will talk a little bit more about our gear ratios here today. Today I was able to go back into our 53-foot Monster Jam haulers, back into our pits to be able to show you guys up close and personal what our Monster Jam gears look like. So these gears are actually in our transfer case here today in our Monster Jam trucks. And like I said, every single one of our drivers has changed their gear ratio. So we have some drivers that are running a smaller gear, and you can see here I've got 17s, I've got 13s, and I've got 10s here to show you. So 17 is at the very top. That is the highest gear we typically run. But here today, all of the lower gear, the lower number gears, are actually going to have top speed ratios. So here today, especially in Atlanta, there's more ground to cover. They need that top speed to be able to go faster. Normally, we are looking at torque. We're looking at that torque converter, and we're trying to keep closer to that same 17 range. That way, they were able to launch off the line. However, here today, day, what matters most is being able to have that longevity over time. So you're going to specifically see Gravedigger, Thunderoris potentially running closer to 10s. You've got some people, though, that are still running 13s, even 17s. So here today, it'll be really interesting to see which drivers are able to really go around this track and decide exactly what they'd like to do. So Jim Kohler and Avenger obviously having one of the fastest times out here on the track. An unfortunate tumble takes him out of the race, but we'll see what happens. There's so much more action here to come.
In the blue lane out of Itasca, Illinois, it's Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. And in the red lane advancing from round one, it's Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. Camden Murphy leads the series with 6 JCB Racing wins. He comes in with a 24-10 racing record, including 2-0 versus his opponent here in this race, Cynthia Gauthier. The winner will advance to the semifinal round here as we continue on with round 2 of JCB Racing. Great bracket so far in that first round 3 matchup. The semis, Tristan England will get lane choice. We'll see if that blue lane stays dominant here as Camden Murphy lines up on the blue side of the track. We saw the JCB Dirt Squad out here getting some of this track matted down as the race lanes continue to run up here on this muddy Atlanta dirt. We got some officials out there, our tech officials from the USHR right now checking out Camden Murphy's truck. So Classroom Crusher is sitting out there right now, has not pulled to the starting line. We see Lucas Stabilizer at her starting line. And right now our USHRA tech officials are checking to make sure everything is right with Camden Murphy and his Monster Jam truck. Classroom Crusher comes in with the most racing wins in a stadium on this series at 6 as Camden Murphy comes in with a 21-point deficit against Tristan England, trying to get that series points lead for what would be the first series championship of his Monster Jam career.
Waiting for that update here from our officials, but it looks like Camden Murphy having a hard time starting. You can see right now they're telling him to go ahead and start up, so we should find out in just a few moments what exactly is happening here. But definitely a hot day here today. Could be potentially wearing on the truck. Truck could be overheated. Also, though, could be having battery issues, could be having starter issues. I will definitely be getting the story as soon as possible to bring you Monster Jam fans.
All right, Lindsay, thank you for the update. I'm being told that Classroom Crusher will not be able to continue on with this JCB Racing bracket. So that means that Joe Foley's El Toro Loco will come back in this race. Joe had the fastest time of any non-winning truck in round 1. So they are going to tow Classroom Crusher out to the pit area, Lindsay. So they'll be coming back to you, and maybe you can keep us tuned on what is happening out there. I do want to talk about vision. The sun very bright on one side of this Monster Jam track here. So that could be playing a role in that red lane not being able to get these drivers across the finish line first. So we'll see how lane choice goes here. And right now, we're going to send it down to Eliza with the fans. All right, Alonzo, we will come back to you again. St. Jude Monster Jam, proud to be partners once again with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. To donate, you can always go to monsterjam.com/St. Jude to donate. You can also scan the QR code on the screen right now, and it'll send you right to our donations page. 100% of the proceeds goes to St. Jude. You can also put your favorite driver in there as well, as we are having a contest here among drivers, just a friendly contest to see who the St. Jude driver of the night is. So every donation counts to make sure that these parents don't have to pay a single bill while their child is in the hospital battling childhood cancer. So please make sure you do your part. Join the movement and join us with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We see Joe Foley from high up here in the broadcast booth now pulling out of his stall as he re-enters this racing competition. One thing with Monster Jam drivers, they always have to be ready. You never know what's going to happen. Expect the unexpected, as anything can happen. So Joe Foley wisely waiting back there in his truck for a spot back in the racing bracket, and now he will go ahead and meet Cynthia Gauthier here, as she has been awaiting the starting line. So far this season, they have met once. Cynthia has taken the win, so 1-0 over Joe Foley. So he's got to get past her to get back into the semifinals. We've seen some crazy things in this sport, but as Joe Foley lines up here in the starting line, we're going to get ready to continue on with round 2 as we look to fill our final 4 spots in the semifinal bracket. So far, it is JCB Digatron and Thunder Roars. Colt Stevens and Tristan England will meet for a spot in the finals, and the winner of this race goes on as well. As we continue on here, we're having a great time in Atlanta. Monster Jam action on Stadium Championship Series East. 2 of the best drivers in the sport in freestyle now going to try to be 2 of the fastest drivers here tonight to win the JCB Racing competition. 12 points on the line, season points on the line. El Toro Loco is pulling to the line. We are ready to go green with more Monster Jam Racing. Your winner, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizers. We take a look at the original Super Glue Glue to the Action replay. It was a brake check on the far side jump for El Toro Loco. Caused a slap wheelie on the backside and made Joe Foley go off the racetrack. And a 25.384 will send Lucas Stabilizer into the semifinal round. We'll see if she gets lane choice. But so far this round, that is the first race that a driver out of that red lane has won. Next up in round 2 out of Columbus, Michigan, former Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, it's Chris Kohler in Mayhem. And his opponent in the red lane advancing from round 1, Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. Chris Kohler enters this race with a 16-15 racing record on the year. He does have 1 JCB Racing win to his credit as he tries to get past Jamie Sullivan. It's the 4th meeting between these 2 young rising stars this season. Chris has 2-1 so far against Jamie Sullivan. Final spot in the semis up for grabs. Your winner, Chris Kohler, Mayhem. Original Super Glue Glue to the Action replay is up. Chris Kohler from start to finish takes that blue lane and makes it happen, gets the win. He's going to move on into the semis with a time of 23.854. So he will get lane choice in that final semi matchup against Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer.
It is time for the JCB Racing semifinals. These are the 4 fastest drivers we've got today, all hoping to walk away with the first 12 points of this event, that top spot on that BKT leaderboard, and of course, that racing win. So Atlanta, are you ready to meet your semifinalists? Let me hear you.
How many of you think Thunder Roars is going to win? Monster Jam fans, who thinks JCB Digatron is going to win? Colt Stevens in the blue lane, Tristan England in the red lane. Here we go! Can you feel the thunder tonight? Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus is your winner, advancing to the final. Super Glue replay is up. Colt Stevens with an excellent race pass from that blue side, 23.876. Thunderosaurus moving on to the JCB Racing Finals. Lucas Stabilizer now pulled out onto the track to the red lane. Mayhem coming out on the track with lane choice. Going on to the blue side of the track so far in the last 2 rounds. That blue lane 5-1 in competition as we get a great look at Mayhem going across this long Echo Park Speedway. These two have met twice so far in the year, 1-1. So the rubber match here between Chris Kohler and Cynthia Gauthier. Winner advances to meet Colt Stevens and Thunderosaurus in the JCB Racing Finals. Trying to get lane choice here. Colt at 23.876 will be tough to beat. All right, here we go. Final matchup in the semis. Who's cheering for Mayhem? And who's cheering for Lucas Stabilizer? One spot remains in the JCB Racing bracket. Winner advances to meet Thunderosaurus in the Racing Finals with 12 points on the line and the driver's seat for the BKT Overall Event Championship. We are ready. Your winner is Chris Kohler, Mayhem. Blue lane strikes again. Take a look at the original Super Glue replay. Close finish. But in the end, Chris Kohler had that lane dialed in. Mayhem advancing with a time of 23.388. That should get Chris Kohler and Mayhem lane choice in the JCB Racing Finals.
Atlanta, we've made it all the way to the JCB Racing Finals. Make some noise, come on. These are the 2 fastest drivers we've got today. Incredibly fast times from each of them, but only one of them is going to walk away with the first 12 points of this event. That racing win and that top spot on our BKT leaderboard, one step closer to that BKT Overall Event Championship. So Atlanta, are you ready to meet your racing finalists? Make some noise!
In the blue lane out of Columbus, Michigan, 2023 Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, Chris Kohler, Mayhem. And in the red lane from Houston, Texas, 2-time World Finals champion, Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus. This is the 5th meeting this season between these two drivers. Cole Stevens 3-1 this year against Chris Kohler, but Chris gets lane choice. The blue lane 6-1 in the last 7 races. It's our JCB Racing Finals in Atlanta. We're going to go ahead to the original super glue, glued to the action replay. Too close to call on the finish. Here you go. And your winner, Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus. Colt Stevens making it happen in the red lane, gets the win. This is his 3rd JCB Racing win of the season for Colt Stevens. What a run, what a start to the weekend here in Atlanta for the 2-time World Finals champion. Colt Stevens has found another gear in JCB Racing so far in 2026 and has put the rest of the league on notice. The former World Finals Freestyle champion now getting it done on the racetrack as well. Odds were stacked in that red lane tonight, and he's able to make it happen in the Racing Finals after running the blue lane for the rest of the bracket. So Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus, gets 12 points. He's your JCB Racing winner. How about it, Atlanta? Give it up for Colt Stevens, driver of Thunderosaurus. We got our JCB Dirt Squad out there setting the track for the next competition, the 2-wheel skills challenge, the skills competition, where drivers get 2 attempts at their best maneuver on 2 wheels. They're going to make that happen here in just a little while. But first, Lindsay Noble down to the track with our racing winner, Colt Stevens.
Colt, congratulations. What an incredible racing win here today at Echo Park Speedway. This is the place to do it, but you have been on absolute fire lately. Talk to us about how this truck is dialed in.
Hey, hats off to my crew chief, Shelby. She's got this thing dialed in. We have been bad fast all year. We finally put it together, and I'll tell you what, it's a speedway. And we won racing here. I've been wanting to do this event for so many years. I set up in the booth with Scott Jordan during COVID and called the event. Now we're here on the track. This is awesome.
Your first time here, and you've gone ahead and added 12 points towards not only a series points championship at the end of this, but of course an overall event championship here this evening. But talk to us about skills coming up next. We do know that you guys, of course, switched your gear ratios in Thunderosaurus. Is that going to affect you in the skills competition?
You know, what I got planned, I think the gear set's going to be perfect. It's matched up good, so I'm excited for skills. Hopefully we can come away with 12 more points. I tell you what, you guys rock, Atlanta. We're having so much fun here. It's old school feel, having fun, going fast. My family's up there in the booth with my 2 twin boys. I love you guys. This is awesome. Thanks, Atlanta!
Give it up one more time. Colt Stevens, Thunderosaurus.
That is a popper off the kicker blocks into a nose wheelie. And momentum carries it into another nose wheelie.
Make some noise for Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur. Atlanta, you've got 20 seconds to head on over to judgeszone.com. Enter that city code ATL and submit your scores.
Up on the original Super Glue, glued to the action replay off the kicker blocks. He is known for this season. Gets right into a nose wheel. He continues to punch it and get that momentum going. He got 20 seconds with those back two BKT tires up to put him back down. Right now he's using all of that time, continues to go out all the way onto this Atlanta track, and he's going to continue to drop it down. Your score for Mike Pagliarulo, 8.2 from the experts, 7.89 from the fans, 8.050 for Excalibur. Making his way back from the pits, it is Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. Stopping moonwalk combination.
Class is in session for Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. 20 seconds to head on over to judgeszone.com. Submit your scores.
Camden Murphy with 4 skills wins on the season. As we take a look at the original Super Glue replay, goes up on the ramp face side of that step up, lines up Classroom Crusher, comes down, no pop on the back, does get a stoppie right here, goes for a nose wheelie first, and then stops on a dime right there. A beautiful angle of the truck, 180 degrees. Your scores are locked now for Camden Murphy and Classroom Crusher. As we take a look at the scoreboard, 7.7 from the experts, 6.9 from the fans, 7.339 for Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. Our next competitor, 5-time World Finals champion, Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. He will get another attempt at that move, going for a slap wheelie combination. There's your slap wheelie combo.
Give it up for Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. Head on over to judgeszone.com. Submit those scores.
There's your slap wheelie on the original Super Glue. Glue to the action replay. Second attempt gets a good one. Able to get the momentum of the front two BKT tires up, and then goes for a bicycle combination as he turned it in towards that ramp. but a slap wheelie combo. Atlanta just became slap wheelie city. We'll see if it turns into Gravedigger country after your scores come in. Adam Anderson looking for his first skills win of the season. Your score for Gravedigger, 7.4 from the expert judge, 7.377 from the fans, and 7.389 is the score for Gravedigger. Coming out onto the track now out of Osteen, Florida, it's Matt Pagliarulo and Jester. Slap wheelie combo over the car stack.
Put your hands together for Matt Pagliarulo, Jester. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
Matt Pagliarulo going old school with a slap wheelie over the car stack. It's a nice one. That momentum carries him up again for a double combination move. Outside of that mud there, you see a lot of that track, that moisture in the track just looking awesome here in Atlanta. So a double slap wheelie combo for Jester. We'll see if that puts him up on top of the overall leaderboard here in the skills competition as we continue to rack up points here on the way to the event championship. Your scores for Matt Pagliarulo and Jester are in. 7 from the expert judge, 5.7 for the fans, and a 6.383 is the score for Jester. Here's your current leaderboard in the skills competition. Mike Pagliarulo, Excalibur, started the competition off. He's at 8.050. No one's been able to knock him out of the top spot yet. Adam Anderson, Gravedigger, it is 7.389. Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher, 7.339. And we just saw Matt Pagliarulo, Jester, 6.383. 4 trucks down, 8 to go in skills.
Monster Jam fans, back here with the driver of Gravedigger, Adam Anderson. And Adam, you were just out there on the track. Of course, this track is unlike anywhere else that we do in the country, but having some truck issues back here, you've got your crew already working on it. Talk to us about what's going on.
You know, going out there, and like you said, it is a different track, so kind of searching for something new to do, something different from the other competitors. But, you know, on the other hand, we're having, like you said, a little bit of truck issues. I lost all front steering once I was actually done with my my run there, and hopefully the guys will get it back out because it's prime time's coming up, man. Freestyle, that's where I thrive, that's where I want to drive, man. So I'm excited for that. We got the crew on it. Let's see what we can do.
And, you know, Monster Car fans in the stands maybe don't know that before you were ever able to be behind the wheel of a Monster Jam truck, your father, Dennis Anderson, made sure that you knew the truck in and out, up and down, made sure that you knew everything mechanically. Talk to us about why that's an advantage, especially here today, you know, 21 years into the sport.
It's a huge advantage because I feel like I always tell everybody, if you can build the truck, you can break the truck, but you also know the weak points and what it's going to take to do it, and you have that feeling, you know what to look for. It helps the crew. I can't always make the right call, but I got these great guys behind me, and they can do it. And so if I give them a hint, then they can run with it.
And we've just got a few quick fixes here, and you know that truck should be back ready for action. Of course, gonna look at Adam Anderson and Gravedigger back in freestyle. Monster Jam fans, make some noise for the Gravedigger team.
Thank you, Lindsay. Here's your current BKT overall event leaderboard. Thunder Roars with a JCB Racing win has 12. Mayhem with 11. Lucas Stabilizer 10. JCB Gatron with 9. And Sparkle Smash with 8 to round out the top 5. 12 points are awarded to the winner of the skills competition. The driver with the most points at the end of the night is crowned your BKT overall event champion. We're going to continue on with our skills competition. Up next, it's Kevin Crocker in Megalodon. Reverse stoppie into a wheelie combo.
Give it up for Kevin Crocker, Megalodon. 20 seconds to head on over to judgeszone.com. Submit those scores.
Original Super Glue replay. There's the shark back on the wheelie bar. Able to get a wheelie combination. Went for a reverse stoppie. Executed it perfectly. Was able to accelerate what he needed to and keep that composure and precision in that 12,000 pounds of pure steel. And Kevin Crocker and Megalodon with a nice combination move. Your scores are in. And your score from Megalodon is... Expert score 7.1, fan score 6.684, 6.892 is the total score from Megalodon. Our next competitor, the Monster Jam Skills Challenge out of Columbus, Michigan, two-time World Finals Freestyle champion is Jim Kohler, an Avenger. That was an unsuccessful attempt for Avenger, so Jim Kohler gets another opportunity at a move off the kicker.
Mr. Excitement himself, Jim Kohler, Avenger. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
Up on the original Super Glue replay, Jim Kohler, Avenger, made his way around the track, went for a popper off the kicker. Here it is right here. Gets the VKT tires upright where he wants them. Goes for the popper, just slick dirt, just not cooperating just as he would like. Does get the popper into a modified stoppie combination move. We'll see what your score is as we get locked in here. 5 from the expert, 3.33 from the fans. 4.166 is the score for Avenger. Make his way out on the track, your current overall event leader, Coach Stevens, Thunderosaurus. That was an unsuccessful bicycle attempt for Thunderosaurus. Coach Stevens gets another attempt.
Feel the roar, it's Colt Stevens, Thunderoris. Head on over to judgeszone.com, 20 seconds to submit those scores.
Colt Stevens Thunderoris won the JCB Racing competition, got 12 points to take the overall event lead. Went for a bicycle, but this Atlanta dirt here just too slick right now, very tacky. So it's not letting up. It's becoming a 13th competitor out on that track. We heard Lindsay Noble talk about that earlier here tonight. There's your score for Thunderoris, 3.012. Out next from Columbus, Michigan for Team Scream, it's Chris Kohler in Mayhem. That was an unsuccessful attempt for Mayhem. Chris Kohler will get one more attempt at the same maneuver in Mayhem.
Make some noise for Chris Kohler, Mayhem. Head on over to judgeszone.com, submit those scores.
Chris Kohler, Mayhem, looking for a second skills win of the season. Out here as we saw the two attempts from a stoppie from two different obstacles. Went over to the far side of the track and then tried again in the middle there on that tabletop step up. Just could not get the traction he needed because of the mud, the dirt that's out there, the moisture as he tried to attempt the stoppie. There is your score from Mayhem, 3.417. Coming out to the track now, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. Monster Jam Donut.
We nearly lost her in that cloud of dirt. Make some noise for Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
The original Super Glue replay, just round and round and round. Cynthia, see all the other drivers doing obstacles here on the track. She goes for a powerful Monster Jam donut, and what a good look how close she gets over to the asphalt side of that track. Incredible awareness and execution to pull the truck back into the center there and continue on with the revolutions. Excellent donut for Cynthia Gauthier. Your scores are in, and the score for Lucas Stabilizer is 8.169, your new leader, Cynthia Gauthier, Lucas Stabilizer. Coming out next, two-time World Finals champion Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Stoppy nose wheelie moonwalk combo.
Can you dig it for Tristan England, JCB Digatron? Head on over to judgeszone.com, submit those scores.
Up on the original super glue, glued to the action replay. Tristan England found the obstacle he liked, gets a nose wheelie, stoppy, and then goes into moonwalk formation. Continues to keep the truck lined up perfectly with that tabletop, takes it all the way across, and then gets it back down. Got a nice reverse popper on the backside in as well. Your score for JCB Digatron is 8.778. Your new leader, Tristan England, JCB Digatron. Our next competitor, Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. Jamie Sullivan will get another attempt at that maneuver.
Three, two, one, let's hit the gas. Give it up for Jamie Sullivan. Sparkle Smash. Head on over to judgeszone.com. Submit those scores.
Jamie Sullivan driving Sparkle Smash, the only female competitor in Monster Jam history so far to compete in the skills competition at Monster Jam World Finals. Was looking for two stoppies, just could not get one to come up. The back two wheels did not go to the 180-degree angle. Still made the effort, still got some acceleration there at the end. 3.729 is the score for Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. Our final competitor out of Leicester, Massachusetts, it's Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. Double slap wheelie combo. Triple slap wheelie combo. 4 slap wheelies, 5 slap wheelies. 6 slap wheelie combinations there for Joe Foley, El Toro Loco.
Mess with the bull, you get the horns. Get loud for Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. Submit those scores now, judgeszone.com.
Original Super Glue replay. Joe Foley, last competitor, doing something nobody else has done. There's your second. Slap wheelie gets the smoke out of the crazy bull, goes for 3, and continues to go in 4, 5, 6, or 7. Let's call it 6 here. 6 slap wheelies. Atlanta officially is Slap Wheelie City. The crazy bull, El Toro Loco, 25 years. And Joe Foley looking for the win. Your score for El Toro Loco is 8.908. Your winner, Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. They saved the best for last in tonight's case. Joe Foley on the far right of the track. 6 slap wheelie combos, able to get the win. His second, his first since Miami. Great win for Joe Foley and El Toro Loco.
Monster Jam fans, El Toro Loco's Joe Foley takes the skills win. And of course, here in Atlanta, showing you guys those old school moves, a beautiful slap wheelie across the track, and really taking advantage of how many yards of dirt are specifically here at Echo Park Speedway. I know that was your plan going into it. Did you know that you could go ahead and take it that far?
Oh, absolutely, man. I guess Atlanta over here is liking the slap wheelies, man. I love this place, man. There's so much room. You can just do slap wheelies all day long. It's my favorite, man. It's my go-to. It does good in the stadiums, but coming out here, man, I got like a half a mile worth of slap wheeliage. So you know what? It's pretty sweet. I'm stoked that the fans like it. But, man, we're rolling in. We got some freestyle coming up, man. I know these guys are excited. I can hear them, man. The louder you guys are, the crazier you guys get, the more excited we're going to go out there and blow these things apart. The Atlanta fans are ready for Monster Jam.
And of course, there's always more action where that came from. We're going to go to halftime and then back for Monster Jam Freestyle, where so many drivers are so ready to show everything they've got, especially, you know, trying to have some accolades here in Atlanta Motor Speedway. What can we expect from you in Freestyle?
And Freestyle is just going to be absolute carnage. We got 12 of the most baddest trucks on the planet, man. We got Jim Kohler, the king of Team Scream. We got Adam Anderson and Gravedigger. We got Camden coming out here. He's going to kill it, man. So Atlanta, I need you guys to make some noise because we can hear you guys. So who's ready for Freestyle?
We have reached the pinnacle of today's event. Atlanta, this is Monster Jam Freestyle.
Kicking out Freestyle with Kevin Crocker and Megalodon. Right now, Megalodon does not have any rear steer, so that's why you just saw Kevin Crocker hit reverse and back up in a 12,000-pound Monster Jam truck. And Kevin's actually weighs a little more than that. Heavier equipment in there. It's very hard to steer and turn a Monster Jam truck without front and rear steer. So Kevin's going to have to back up a lot and really time out his jumps here as we kick off Freestyle with Megalodon. Big time sky wheelie to start it off. We got a lot of smoke right there in Megalodon, so unfortunately not going to reach the time to get a score, did not hit the 30-second mark. So Kevin Crocker, Megalodon will not get a score. I mentioned the no rear steer, had that huge air off the jump, but we see a lot of smoke and a lot of dirt coming out of Megalodon, so a tough break there for Kevin. He did give it a go as our JCB Dirt Squad is out there right now and our USHRA Tech officials to check on Megalodon, but an incredible jump there, some big air. We're going to see probably a lot of that tonight, but great job there to give it a go. How about a nice round of applause? Give it up for Kevin Crocker in Megalodon.
Monster Jam fans, down here with the crew chief of Avenger, and of course representing Team Scream, which is also Megalodon's Kevin Crocker. I have got Tyler Davidson here with me. And Tyler, as you guys are looking on, of course, we always say we're at the mercy of these Monster Jam trucks, but here we're also at the mercy of this track being a little bit different. I know he was looking to send it. He did not have a rear steer, but what happened here?
You know, Kevin went out there and he had a plan for Freestyle. He's been walking this thing all week. He's been getting his game plan, and he knew he wanted to come out and go big because that's what Team Scream does. We're the kings of big air, and he committed to the bit. I'll give him to that for sure. Truck just didn't hold up to it, and it's an aggressive track out there. It's going to get a lot of people tonight. He was just the first unfortunate casualty of the event.
And of course, you guys do have 3 more chances at a potential win here in Freestyle. Talk to us about your team and what we can look out for.
Well, you know, we got 3 of the biggest, baddest trucks in Monster Jam. We got Chris Kohler and Mayhem, we got Joe Foley and El Toro Loco, and we got the 7-time Extreme Air of the Year winner, Jim Kohler and Avenger. And I can promise you, at least one of them is going to find the light towers here at Echo Park Speedway, because that's what we do.
Thank you so much for your insight. Monster Jam fans, there's so much more action to come. Let us hear you if you're ready for more Freestyle.
Here's your BKT overall event leaderboard as we catch up after 2 competitions tied at the top. Tristan England with 20, Cynthia Gauthier with 20 as well. 2 great consistent events for both of them. Joe Foley, El Toro Loco with a skills win, got 12 points. That pushes him up to 19 in third. And then Mayhem and Thunder Roras tied for that 4th spot with 13. Excalibur currently tied for 6 with 12. So as I mentioned earlier, 1 point separating the top 3. Tristan England looking to extend his series points lead. Cynthia Gauthier looking for her first Stadium Championship Series win this year, the overall event. And Joe Foley as well. Going to be great freestyle here as we continue on. And now our next competitor out of Osteen, Florida, representing Team Tomfoolery, it's Matt Pagliarulo in Chester. Sky wheelie over the car stack for Jester into a slap wheelie combo. Chester shoots the gap now up over the bus and into a slap wheelie combination. Issues right now plaguing Chester. Third member not pulling the truck as hard as it should be right now. Donut there in the center of the track for Chester.
20 seconds to head on over to judgeszone.com. Submit those scores.
Matt Pagliarulo, Jester, struggling through, trying to push through the third member issues. The front right of that truck not pulling as hard as it should be. Take a look at the original Super Glue, glued to the action replay. There's the big jump and slap wheelie combo over that bus, just buried into the center of that ramp. And then comes right off, goes from one side of the track to the other, east to west, multiple wheelies, multiple jumps. And Matt just powering through there, testament to his incredible skill as a driver. Here is your score for Jester, 6.968. Monster Jam fans, make sure you check us out on YouTube. We're live streaming it right now. Shout out to all of our great fans watching at home, including say hi to my beautiful daughters, Joey, Ivy, and Lily, watching at home in Claremont. And shout out to all you fans for tuning in. You can watch replay, fast track, the live streams inside Monster Jam, all on our YouTube channel, as well as our Fast Channel partners. So make sure if you have Roku, Samsung, Vizio, you check out the 24/7 Monster Jam channels, and you can tune into Monster Jam classic content and new content 24 hours a day. For the full broadcast schedule, head on over to monsterjam.com. The event championship is on the line. Business is about to pick up. Our next competitor in Monster Jam Freestyle trails the overall event lead by just 1 point. He won the skills competition. Next up, out of Leicester, Massachusetts, it's Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. Joe Foley with 2 freestyle wins so far this season, looking for number 3, which would give him a great shot at the overall event championship. He led the series back in 2024 with 5 stadium freestyle wins. Behind the wheel of El Toro Loco, here comes a nice slap wheelie brake check. Over the car stack, big time air, checks the brakes again, shoots the gap, and over the bus goes Joe Foley and El Toro Loco. Gets the save, tries to save it again. Ends up on the hook with 35 seconds left. Great run for Joe Foley. Score is open here. The code ATL again. Scan to score. Judgeszone.com. Joe Foley left just about 30 seconds on the clock as he was making his way over to the left side of the track. Probably trying to set up for the Morgan & Morgan backflip, but jump after jump after jump. Here's the original Super Glue replay. There's some big air. There's your brake check. Doesn't get the nose down. He's able to stay on all 4 BKT tires, getting all that traction on this tacky track. And again, another big time jump for Joe Foley. Freestyle Foley back in action, looking for the overall event championship. Right here, went from bicycle to bicycle and just ends up hitting that jammer ramp and ends up on the hood. But there is a score for Joe Foley, 8.18. Your new leader, El Toro Loco.
Hanging out with Frankie, Alex, and Mom and Dad out here in the stands. We are ready to play some trivia up on the video board and see if maybe we'll walk away with a super cool prize. So let's take a look up at the big screen and see who's going to ask us a really important question about some Monster Jam facts.
Hey, Monster Jam fans, Chris Kohler, driver of Mayhem. I'm from the Monster Jam trivia. How is the Monster Jam truck power measured? A, kilowatt. B, horsepower. C, cow power. D, zooms per hour. If you know the answer, let's hear it.
You heard Chris Kohler, driver of Mayhem Atlanta. If you know the answer, shout it out for Frankie and Alex so that they definitely go home with this super cool prize. But of course, Frankie and Alex, your answer matters the most. So how is a Monster Jam truck's power measured? What do you think?
Yes.
He says yes. I know, we're waving bye to El Toro Loco, so we're pretty distracted. Honestly, I'm pretty distracted too because I love El Toro Loco. But what do we think the answer is? Do we think maybe it's B?
B.
We think it's B. Good answer. You're so smart. Let's take a look up there. Is it B, horsepower? The answer is B, horsepower. Alex and Frankie, good job. You guys are super smart and with no help from anybody else either. And for being so smart, guess what? After the event today, you guys get to go downstairs to our VIP meet and greet and meet all of the drivers that you just saw down on the track, just like Chris Kohler and just like Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. So take this downstairs with you. And Atlanta, make some noise for Frankie and Alex.
Take a look at the video board. Here's your BKT overall event leaderboard. Take a look at number 3, Joe Foley. He now currently leads freestyle. At this very moment, he has 12 points, which would give him 31 for the event, which would mean JCB Digatron Lucas Stabilizer would have to win freestyle to win the overall event championship if nobody can knock Joe Foley out of that top spot. So a lot on the line right now for the overall event championship, but Joe Foley did what he had to do. El Toro Loco is in the driver's seat right now, currently for the overall event lead.
A crazy track here at Echo Park Speedway. There's so much ground to cover, and that has our drivers a little bit in their heads. They're making sure that they're wanting to go ahead and fill their entire 2 minutes on the track and wow you Monster Jam fans. But you have to take into consideration that to be able to see all of the fans, they have to make it from one side to the next, and this sun is a little bit brutal right now. So talking about some breakage here, Jester unfortunately causing a lot of breakage here on the track. He had an issue with his planetary gears, drive shaft, and there in freestyle ended up being that axle. So didn't have 4-wheel drive there on the track, and of course, we're going to constantly see that there's just not as much torque there on this track. But lots of top speed action, and that's something you only see here in Atlanta. So there's more action to come, and so much more talent to have.
Thank you, Lindsay. We continue on with freestyle. Up next out of Columbus, Michigan, it's Chris Kohler and Mayhem. Biggest air of the night so far from Mayhem. Slap wheelie combination, punches it back in, accelerates. Now on the far side, left side of the track goes Mayhem. Morgan to Morgan backflip attempt from Mayhem. Chris Kohler lines up. Gonna back up here. Did not like the angle of the truck. Here we go. First Morgan to Morgan backflip attempt of the night. Get loud. Chris Kohler and Mayhem hits the ramp. And lands it beautifully. We're not done yet. 30 seconds remaining. Biggest air of the night again for Chris Kohler and Mayhem.
Nearly entered the stratosphere with that big air. Make some noise for Chris Kohler, Mayhem. Submit your scores now, judgeszone.com.
Mayhem hitting the Morgan to Morgan backflip ramp. That was not it. Two incredible jumps. Biggest air of the night ×2 for Chris Kohler and Mayhem. And your scores are in. Take a look at the leaderboard, your video board. Your score for Mayhem is 9.147. Your new leader, Chris Kohler, Mayhem. Take a look at the original Superglue Glue to the Action replay. Got it lined up the way he wanted it. Chris Kohler with the Morgan and Morgan backflip. And then he spins it around, comes right back to the other side. He's going to hit the biggest air of the night so far. Just skims over the cars. There it is. Big time jump. There's your brake check. Keeps the nose up. And nails the landing to continue on the freestyle run. Small bicycle there on the backside of that landing. And just continue to go over everything in his path. Absolutely creating havoc and mayhem tonight is Chris Kohler here in Atlanta. Our next competitor out of Houston, Texas, two-time World Finals champion, Coach Stevens Thunderores. Coach Stevens won the World Finals Freestyle Championship 2 years ago. He's got one freestyle win this season. Now Thunderores heating up from left to right. Up over the tabletop, then hits the jammer ramp. And now slap wheelie combination does get the back of the truck down onto the wheelie bar. Now sliding through the gap. Here comes the gap jump over the bus. Morgan and Morgan backflip attempt for Thunderora's. Cole Stevens got the truck up, nails it on the hard side slap to the left. He's able to keep the truck in one piece, and he's able to keep the run going. And that'll do it for Cole Stevens and Thunderora's. They're going to take a look at it. So here comes our US HRA Tech officials to come out. The hard side slap landing. Colt was able to continue the freestyle run. But right now, our US HRA Tech officials are out there to take a look at Thunderora's to see if the run can continue with 26 seconds left on the clock. Chris Kohler Mayhem just had the freestyle run of the night. We do have some truck parts out on the track that are being removed as well. Safety comes first here at Monster Jam for our drivers, our tech officials, and our fans.
Scoring is now open for Colt Stevens, Thunderora's. Scan that QR code up on the video board. Head on over to judgeszone.com. Submit those scores.
Original Super Glue glued to the action replay for Cole Stevens. Lines up right here on that tabletop. Gets over the bus and then continues straight away across the obstacle here and then over top of that berm. The inside of that berm to make his way to the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. And just comes in here, gets a nice angle on this, keeps the truck absolutely center, goes up 360 on Thunderora's. Nice push on the back end, and there's that hard side slap on the back left. So that is going to do it for Thunderora's. Your scores are in, and the score for Colt Stevens, 8.151.
Hanging out with Mike here in the stands. I couldn't help but notice, Mike, you are totally decked out in Monster Jam. Just a second ago, he even had on a Monster Jam hat. He is one of the biggest fans I've seen here today. And I know it feels silly to ask, Mike, but who's your favorite Monster Jam truck?
The Digger.
Grave Digger. Something told me maybe it was the look in your eye, not the crew shirt you're wearing. And you also got to tell us, how many Monster Jams have you been to?
Over 50.
Over 50? Are you serious? I've never gotten an answer like that. It's usually like 5 or something like that, but that's insane. That's amazing. We're happy to have you for over 51 now. All right, so Mike, let's take a look up at the video board. We're going to play our St. Jude helmet shuffle. We're going to put a trophy under one of these helmets here, shuffle them up a whole bunch. If you can guess which one it's underneath, you're going to go home with a super cool prize. You think you can do it?
I could do it.
He doesn't even think he can do it. He says, I can do it. We love that energy, Mike. So, Atlanta, keep your eye on this trophy for me and Mike because I already lost track. And, of course, that would just be too easy. So we're going to shuffle them all up again. All right, Mike, it looks like they might be starting to slow down a little bit. A couple more jumps because just why not make it even more difficult for you? Atlanta, if you know the answer, shout it out for us. But Mike, of course, your answer matters the most. Where's that trophy hiding?
1.
He says 1. Is it under number 1? Not under 3, and it's not under 2. It is, of course, under number 1. Congratulations, Mike, for being so smart. Check this out. You're going home with your very own Grave Digger Monster Jam Low C LMT. Are you stoked on this or what?
Yes, yes.
This is so awesome for you, Mike. So make some noise for Mike. Come on, Atlanta, let's hear it.
Our next competitor out of Christmas, Florida, former Rising Star Award winner, it's Jamie Sullivan, Sparkle Smash. Sparkle Smash destroying the car stack, goes backside of the berm over the tabletop. And now hits the double. Starting to get some elevation here. Serious elevation homes there for Sparkle Smash. Over the tabletop, slap wheelie now making a turn for the Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp. Jamie Sullivan. Sparkle Smash now backed up at a great angle. Here comes Jamie Sullivan. Sparkle Smash hits the Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp and nails the landing. Jamie Sullivan with 48 seconds left. Still a lot of time on the clock. Backside of the berm jump. Here comes Sparkle Smash left to right. Jamie Sullivan bicycles her way to a save. Sparkle Smash, big time air, exclamation point, slap wheelie, bouncing everywhere, into the cartwheel, onto the berm. And that'll do it for Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash. Score is open right now. You can head to judgeszone.com or scan the QR code for Jamie Sullivan. Incredible finish to that run after the backflip, the final 30 seconds of that run. Unbelievable big-time bicycle save into a cartwheel and just ends up landing on the berm. So now our USHRA tech officials are out there to safely get Jamie out of the truck. Here's the original super glue replay as Sparkle Smash continued to get some momentum here. Now hits that grease of the back two wheels across the backside of the ramp. Hits the double down the ramp. And then here goes the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp. Perfectly centered in the middle of the ramp. Lands it great, backs up, and continues on with the run. And then this chain of events right here is Jamie Sullivan getting out of the truck. Make some noise for Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash. There's the air sky wheelie, 8.748 for Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. Here's how we stand so far. Mayhem in first. Joe Foley dropping to second. El Toro Loco. Sparkle Smash now in third. Thunderora's in fourth. And Jester in fifth. So 5 trucks down. 7 more to go as we continue on. 6 more to go as we did see Megalodon come out without the rear steer and not get a score. So we're halfway through. Mayhem has the lead. El Toro Loco looking for the overall event championship. 6 more trucks still to come in Monster Jam Freestyle.
I'm joined by your current leader, Chris Kohler, driver of Mayhem, and of course we're in front of Jim Kohler in Avenger, and you guys will get to see some action from him in Freestyle up next. But a great run out here. You can tell you were just out there having fun. This is your first time here at Echo Park Stadium, and being here at the Speedway has got to feel so great for you as a young driver.
It feels absolutely amazing. I mean, this crowd is packed. It's hard to tell because this place holds 120,000 people, but I'll tell you right now, Atlanta Motor Speedway, I could hear you guys in that truck while I was floating for 14 seconds. You guys are absolutely insane. Atlanta, give it up, baby. Make some noise.
And when you head out there, of course, you go in with some kind of plan, but why is it so important to be able to react the way you did, especially after that backflip?
I had absolutely no plan. I wish I said I did. I mean, realistically, I know what jumps do what, and I kind of have an idea. I only had one plan, and that was to backflip the truck and then send it to orbit. I did just that, and I'll tell you right now, if you like that freestyle, coming up next, you have the two-time Jim Kohler Avenger!
Jim Kohler is a 7-time Extreme Air Award winner, 3-time Stadium Freestyle of the Year, 4-time Stadium Freestyle of the Year winner, and a 2-time Freestyle World Finals champion. Now heads to the center lane. Jim Kohler lining up Avenger for a jump over the bus. Gets Avenger going, now headed to the near side, the inside part of that racetrack berm, which now becomes a jammer here in our freestyle competition. Huge air from Mr. Excitement. Into the bicycle, Jim Kohler able to make the save in Avenger. We're going to pause the clock at 44 seconds to give Avenger a chance to get going and refire again to continue the freestyle run. Right now a chance to refire Avenger to continue on with freestyle. Biggest air of the night, we saw Chris Kohler, Jim's son, with 2 big air jumps. Jim just elevated a little more in Avenger. That's why he's a 7-time Extreme Air Award winner and a 4-time Stadium Freestyle of the Year winner as well. Jim Kohler, Avenger, still on the track, trying to get it going for the Atlanta Speedway fans here at Echo Park. The only driver to ever compete in all 24 World Finals in the same truck, and I'm just being informed that Avenger cannot continue with the freestyle run. So get your scores in. It's open right now at judgeszone.com for Mr. Excitement. Mr. Extreme Air, is that big jump enough to get Jim Kohler to the top of the leaderboard? Here's the original Super Glue glued to the action replay. Avenger riding so smooth across that center lane. Gets up over the buses, clears it by about a truck length into a slap wheelie, and then coming back the other side as well. Goes over to the right of that ramp, passing the Morgan & Morgan backflip. There is Avenger launching into orbit in Atlanta. Jim Kohler saves it right here, but just too much on that jump. Took out Avenger in freestyle. Your score, 8.335 for Jim Kohler and Avenger.
Hanging out here in the stands with Eric, Marcus, and Grace. We've got the whole family totally decked out. We're representing Team Scream over here. We've got Avenger over here. And of course, Monster Jam World Finals over here. So Grace, I think I know the answer. Do you want to tell us your favorite Monster Jam truck?
It's absolutely Avenger.
It is absolutely Mr. Excitement Avenger. We just saw him up there. And do you want to tell us your favorite?
It's Gravedigger. Got to go with the best.
Gotta go with Gravedigger. All right, well, let's take a look up at the video board. We're gonna play some trivia, and if you guys get the answer right, you might go home with a super cool prize. So let's see what our answer is gonna be.
Monster Jam fans, Jim Kohler here, and it's time for some Monster Jam trivia. How much does a Monster Jam truck weigh? A, 50 pounds. B, 5,000 pounds. C, 12,000 pounds. Or D, 50 trillion billion pounds. If you know the answer, let's hear it.
All right, guys, I know 50 trillion billion sounds tempting, but Grace, do you want to tell us how much do you think a Monster Jam truck weighs?
I'd say C.
We're gonna say C, 12,000 pounds. Is it C? It is C, 12,000 pounds, because you guys are all so smart. Check this out. You guys are going home with a super cool prize pack, but inside that prize pack, you are going to find tickets to Monster Jam at Gas South Arena right here in Georgia on September 12th and 13th. Whichever day works better for you. We're a little flexible. So make some noise for all my friends over here. Make some noise for Mr. Excitement himself, Jim Kohler, Avenger.
Let's continue on with freestyle with the event championship on the line. Here is Tristan England, JCB Digatron. If Tristan England finishes below second. It does not score higher than El Toro Loco. He will be eliminated from overall event championship contention. So a lot on the line here for Tristan England and his quest for the BKT overall event championship trophy. Comes up over the berm, gets the front down. 1 minute has expired, so Tristan England has hit that 1 minute mark. Now turning into the Morgan & Morgan backflip with a championship on the line. Tristan England sends JCB Digatron into a moonwalk combination after the backflip. Perfect brake check, able to accelerate into reverse at the right moment. Great catch. And Tristan England remains in this freestyle run and the hunt for the event championship.
Can you dig it, Tristan England, JCB Digatron? 20 seconds to submit those scores, judgeszone.com.
The original Superglue glue to the action replay. JCB Digatron, one jump after another. Tristan England methodical here in this freestyle run, hitting everything at the right angle up over the berm. Greases the front two wheels, smooth on the landing. Here's the Morgan & Morgan backflip. Then watch this right here. Checks the brakes right there into a catch, into reverse for the moonwalk. Again, he's got to finish above El Toro Loco to stay in the hunt for the overall event championship. Slap wheelie combination for Tristan England. Your scores are locked. Your score for JCB Digatron is 8.860. Second place. Tristan England remains in the hunt for the event championship trophy. Our next competitor out of Mirabel, Quebec, Canada, the 2019 World Finals high jump champion, Cynthia Gauthier. Lucas Stabilizer. She needs to beat Tristan England's score in order to be the favorite to win the overall event championship trophy. So another high pressure run here for Cynthia Gauthier. Lucas Stabilizer has reached the 90-second mark, so Cynthia Gauthier will qualify for a score. Over the blue car stack comes Lucas Stabilizer. Past the Morgan & Morgan backflip ramp, backside of the berm corner. Started to heat up a bit here with some big air jumps off the tabletop, down the center lane of the track. Over the bus goes Lucas Stabilizer. .30 seconds remaining in this run. Tabletop jump now for Cynthia Gauthier. Up over the face of that ramp on the step up, now over the berm corner on the blue side. A lot of water developing in that corner as Cynthia Gauthier trying to line Lucas Stabilizer up for the Morgan and Morgan backflip. Seconds ticking away. The clock is going to pause here for Lucas Stabilizer. She will not be able to continue. Broken shock on Lucas Stabilizer. So the clock stops with 5 seconds left in front of the Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp. Scoring is open. Get your scores in. Scan the QR code and give your score for Cynthia Gauthier. Will it be enough to get her the overall event championship tonight? Here's the original Super Glue replay. Slap wheelie there. Another big jump here as she was just ramping up to get across the track. And then again, Cynthia on the backside of the tabletop with another big air jump over the car stack, coming over left to right on the track. And again, the big air for the World Finals high jump champion, Cynthia Gauthier. Your score for Lucas Stabilizer is 7.599. Out next in freestyle out of Kill Devil Hills, North Carolina, 5-time World Finals champion, Adam Anderson, Gravedigger. Started to cross thread from the outside corner to the inside corner. Now straightens up over the bus. Biggest air over the bus we've seen from that side of the track. Coming across to the left. Goes again over the tabletop. 2 freestyle wins on the year. Has the 4th highest average on this series at 8.200. Clips the back 2 wheels on that ramp, able to make the save. Nose goes down hard, he's able to save it again, flips the truck to the front, then to the back. Great control from the 5-time World Finals champion. Smooth spin around for Gravedigger. Morgan to Morgan backflip attack. Here goes Adam Anderson. Nice rotation. 1 wheel on the moonwalk combo. Able to keep it going. Car stack berm. Look at the nose go down. Ends up flipping the car up. He's got a save opportunity. And unfortunately just ends up in the middle of the track in that soft spot. Well, what a run for Adam Anderson. What a finish to the run. Scoring is open. Is it enough to get the freestyle lead, to get the freestyle win, to be his 3rd on the year? As our tech officials are out to get Adam safely out of the truck, you're going to check out the original super glue glued to the action replay. Exciting moment, wow moment after wow moment for Adam Anderson. There is the big length jump, gets all the way across, about 4 truck lengths again, continues to air it out. Soft landing here on all 4 BKT tires, gets the front up into a slap wheelie combination. Able to turn the front steer to keep the truck moving in the direction he wanted. That is absolute man versus machine with Adam winning. And here's the Morgan & Morgan backflip, great execution into the one-wheel moonwalk. Your scores are in, and the score for Adam Anderson and Gravedigger is 9.109. Gravedigger moves into second place.
A great run there from Adam Anderson in a Gravedigger, 21 years behind the wheel. So when you see a run like that, it is easy to be a fan, even as a competitor. Of course, you've been able to work with Adam several years behind the wheel and, in this sport, but you both being a second-generation driver, talk to us about what that means being here.
Man, it's awesome. It's old school speedways, and we love doing it. And me and Adam have been talking about it all weekend. We're excited to be here. But there's actually a third obstacle out there, and we're dealing with that sun. So going down the track towards the sun, it's actually extremely hard. There's a lot of shadows out there, so we're gonna have to overcome that really quickly.
And not only visibility that you guys are dealing with the sun, but of course every single truck having a different layer of visibility as well. For fans that just have no clue exactly how that works, can you talk to us about what it's like? You're really just having peripheral vision.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. We drive like that a lot in these trucks, but it's a little bit extra with that sun. It creates shadows, so you can't see the face. So you're kind of guessing. You're trying to remember when you walk the track exactly where that jump was, and sometimes it might be a little bit different. So it's throwing the trucks a little bit wonky. We're having to adjust and try and overcome that because, man, it's kind of hard out there. There's a lot of jumps and a lot of opportunity to get you caught up like it did Adam right there.
And I think something that sets you apart is just how prepared you go into a freestyle. Like you said, you thoroughly walk that track, and that just kind of goes to the fact that you are able to react a little bit differently. Talk to me about how you're talking with your crew chief as well, especially with a track like this.
Yeah, on this track, I was having her tell me the time all the time. It's 2 minutes. That's not very long when you go one end to the other. So I'm trying to get her to tell me to hurry up, get to the next obstacle, try and use up as much of that clock as I can, get to the things I want to. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go to anything after that backflip. I had some big air in mind, but I had to cut it short because we broke a 4-link. But I'll tell you what, we got tomorrow. Thank you guys, Atlanta. It's been awesome.
Monster Jam fans, make some noise. Colt Stevens, Thunder Roars.
Let's pick it back up, continue on with freestyle. Out next out of Itasca, Illinois, it's Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. Camden Murphy trying to get some points back after missing a JCB racing competition. He leads this series with 5 freestyle wins, and is tied for the series lead with 5 overall event championships and beautiful execution on the tabletop. Goes for a bicycle, now stays off into the middle, going again from one side of the track to the other, hitting everything in front of him. Classroom Crusher starting to heat up a little bit, acceleration as he goes for the near side berm in that blue berm corner. Morgan & Morgan backflip attempt now for Classroom Crusher. Camden Murphy lined up, pushes off the top of that container with the back 2 wheels, able to hit reverse. And he's got some room in front of him, and 38 seconds on the clock. Over the berm. Shoots the gap. Now heading for the tabletop. Camden Murphy slap wheelie combo.
Make some noise for Camden Murphy, Classroom Crusher. Head on over to judgeszone.com, submit those scores.
Take a look at the original Super Glue replay. Camden Murphy over the blue car stack. Maintains momentum, full go on the school bus with that green light. And now slap wheelie city right there. Then over here on the step up on the back end of that, over the tabletop as well. Just look at the center of the truck, absolutely on that center ramp, hitting the jumps beautifully. There's a perfect backflip, spins it around. Got a little room there, goes for the moonwalk on the back end of the combination move. And then again on the red side, tabletop, slap wheelie combo for Camden Murphy. The score for Classroom Crusher is 7.774. So Camden Murphy Classroom Crusher 7.774. We're down to our final competitor in Monster Jam Freestyle.
Atlanta Motor Speedway, we got one more truck left in freestyle, and I want you to help me introduce this truck. For 41 years, it's been known for no guts and no glory. When I say no guts, you say no glory. No guts! No guts! Michael Pagliarulo in Excalibur!
Beautiful drift turn from Excalibur. Off to the side, cross-threading from right to left to right here. Now in the center lane goes Excalibur. Mike Pagliarulo's freestyle wins, second on Stadium Championship Series East. Came on late last season and has kept up that momentum. A real threat on the freestyle track with big air like that. Just misses clipping that tabletop. Incredible awareness to turn the truck. Clock is paused with 55 seconds left. Matt Pagliarulo giving him the sign to refire it up. We'll see if Excalibur can continue to go. He has hit the 1 minute mark. He will earn a score no matter what. Great look inside the cab of Michael Pagliarulo trying to get Excalibur refired again to continue on with Monster Jam Freestyle. It's been an incredible competition, an incredible night. Excalibur wanting to get it done here with the full 2 minutes on the clock. Continuing to try. Overall event championship up for grabs. We'll find out who wins the overall event here in just a few minutes after the competition is over. Freestyle lead up for grabs as well. Still belong to Chris Kohler and Mayhem. Long pause on this clock for Michael Pagliarulo. We see our UNOH tech officials now coming on out. And that is going to do it. Unfortunately, Excalibur will be unable to continue the freestyle run, which means scoring is open. You can go ahead to judgeszone.com for the final time tonight or scan the QR code and lock your score in for Excalibur. 55 seconds left on the clock as jump after jump. Michael Pagliarulo was starting to feel it and get that freestyle rhythm going. Is it enough to get him up on that leaderboard? That is up to you. We're going to find out. You've done a great job so far scoring these Monster Jam drivers tonight as we continue on waiting with the USHRA tech officials out on the track right now, getting Mike out of the truck. They'll have to take a look at that tonight before tomorrow's event. We await your scores coming in for Excalibur, and we await the crowning of first our freestyle winner as well as our overall event champion. All right, so Michael Pagliarulo now going to end the freestyle competition. We're going to throw freestyle leaderboard up here momentarily to give you a look. There is your score for Excalibur, 7.554. 10th place for Mike Pagliarulo and Excalibur. And that means our freestyle winner, Chris Kohler, Mayhem, gonna walk out of here with a freestyle crown. And he is running out on the track. Let him hear you, folks. Chris Kohler, Mayhem, coming into Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, taking the freestyle competition. And he is coming to you. One of the most charismatic stars in Monster Jam, climbing the fence. Chris Kohler with an exclamation mark on a great night here at Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, taking the freestyle win. Another great competition win for Chris Kohler. For Chris, is his third freestyle win that ties him for second on the series with Michael Pagliarulo. A lot of activity going on right now. We got another event here tomorrow, so make sure you want to join us. We'd love to have you at the pit party and the event. Tickets are available at monsterjam.com. They can go right to your phone. You can come on back tomorrow night, but stick around. We're not done yet. We're going to talk to Chris, and then we're going to crown our event champion. We're going to send it down to the track where Lindsay Noble is with our freestyle winner, Chris Kohler, Mayhem.
Chris, congratulations. And of course, you had to come over here and make sure you saw your fans face to face. Congratulations on yet another freestyle win here on this season. How good does it feel to have it here?
I couldn't be happier. I'll tell you what, this is a bucket list show of mine. So to us come here and do as good as we did, made it in the finals for racing, ended up winning freestyle, huge air. I'll tell you what, you win on a speedway, you climb the fence, baby.
And of course, you got to watch your father as well, getting even higher air than you. How awesome is it when both Kohlers get to do so great here at Echo Park Speedway?
Well, let's get the measuring tape out so you got higher, but it was pretty good air. Team Scream does it, that's what it's known for. He's Extreme Air of the Year 7 times in a row for a reason. I'm just trying to fill those shoes. I mean, I look up to him every day. He's my hero. He's a killer, man. I mean, he is the reason that I do all of this. It's him and you guys. Absolutely love you. Your guys' support made it so we can do it for 29 years, 30 years next year, and hopefully I got 30 more on top of my own belt.
Congratulations, Monster Jam fans. Give it up for your freestyle winner, Chris Kohler in Mayhem.
All right, Chris getting 12 points with the win. Here's your final BKT overall event leaderboard. JC Megalodon with 30, El Toro Loco with 28, Mayhem finishes with 25, Lucas Stabilizer with 24, and Gravedigger with 21, which means your overall event champion is Tristan England, JCB Digatron. So he is down on the track as well. We are going to send it back down to Lindsay Noble for the trophy presentation. Tristan England, JCB Digatron, your BKT overall event champion.
Tristan, we said it during halftime. Consistency is a key. Here I am handing you the trophy in Atlanta 3 times in a row. Of course, you swept the weekend last season here in Atlanta. What's it mean to be able to do it again here? What did you do to put it all together?
You know, all these guys out here and gals, man, we're all a big family behind the scenes. And as you can see, I'm going to have to hang out in my fire suit for the rest of this weekend. But we're having fun with you guys, Atlanta. Every single time we come out, y'all show up and show out. Y'all are super loud. This speedway, I know it's super big, but us big trucks, we make it look a little smaller. Thank you, Atlanta. We love you guys. Y'all are awesome. I'll see you on the next one. Shout out to Crash. I know you're watching, man. I love you. Got another one, baby! Yeah!
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Congratulations, Tristan. Tristan England, another overall event championship. He's been doing it all season long. He's still the series points leader. He extended that tonight, now one step closer to that automatic bid in Monster Jam World Finals. Great night, full of highlight moments. Eliza, what were some of your favorites?
I mean, the fans were absolutely unbelievable. First of all, can we talk about Mike, who said he had been to over 50 Monster Jams? Blew my mind. So those are the kind of fans we're working with down here in Atlanta. You guys are unbelievable. Can't wait to do it all over again tomorrow.
Well, you've been awesome out there with the fans. I've been hanging out up here in the air conditioning. I apologize for that, and tomorrow as well. But we've had a great time here. Tristan England, the overall event champion. Fans, for you folks here at Echo Park Stadium, on your way out, visit the merchandise stands, pick up the latest Spin Master diecast, bring them back tomorrow so the drivers can sign them. For you fans watching at home on YouTube and the live streams, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back here tomorrow. Tickets are still available for monsterjam.com to come back tomorrow to our incredible event with another exciting pit party. And while you're booking your tickets, book them for Monster Jam World Finals 24. 2025. We'll be in Salt Lake City, Utah, the biggest event of the year, 4th of July weekend. We will see you there. For Eliza and Lindsay, I am Scott Jordan. It's been an awesome night in Atlanta. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at Monster Jam.